Welcome back to another edition of Arizona Wildcats Insiders Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Hutchison, and the Wildcats have just wrapped up their sixth game of the season, and man, was it a heartbreaker. Arizona was facing off against undefeated BYU in Tucson, 5 o'clock kickoff, under the lights, ESPN2, primetime game for the Wildcats. They fell behind 14-0 early in the game, but managed to battle back, scoring 24 unanswered points. Yes, there was an hour rain delay in between that as well, but it seemed like everything was clicking for Arizona. They took a 10-point lead, 24-14 lead, with around 10 minutes, under maybe 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It seemed like Arizona was going to break through the barrier, come up with its first win over an undefeated team since 2005, when the Wildcats pulled off the impressive upset over number 7 UCLA 52-14 during the Mike Stoops and Willie Tuitama era. They were in prime position, and then it all fell apart for Arizona. BYU managed to hit a field goal to cut the lead to 7. Arizona had the ball. They were driving, took some time off the clock, but at the end of the day decided to punt on, I think it was like a 4th and 2, 4th and 3. I thought it was a good decision to punt. I don't think you go for it in that situation. You have 2 timeouts. BYU has 2 timeouts as well. But I will say this. I thought Arizona on that third down play, they let Noah Fafita roll out to the right. It was under duress. He tried to sling it to a receiver and nearly threw an interception. The ball was incomplete, and you're forced to punt. You got to make BYU take that time out there. Run the football. I know people have an argument against it. You're trying to get the first down. You're trying to seal the game. I get it. Run the football. Or have a quick screen, quick slant. You want something, get the ball out. You don't want anything where Noah has to think, make a decision. He's proven when he has too much time on his hands, he's going to make a bad decision because he's trying to make a play. And you can't fault him. That's a quarterback thing sometimes. You're trying to seal the game. You're trying to make a play. But you either got to run the football there, you got to get the ball quick out of his hands, or if you're Noah Fafita, nothing's there, you fall down and force them to use the timeout. Take the sack. Take the 2-yard sack. But you put the ball in harm's way, it goes incomplete. They don't have to take a timeout. There's 3 minutes and 19 and change or something like that. And Isaac Lufson kicks up not a great punt. And they get some blockers. BYU's able to run it all the way back to about the 35-yard line. Luckily for Arizona, Lufson kept his head on a swivel. He was able to make a tackle, what seemed like a game-saving play at the time. But the defense couldn't get off the field. Now, as the game has ended, we have found out there is a chain gain operation issue there. It was BYU had the ball, and it should have been, they started the first down on the 14-yard mark of Arizona, and they needed to get to the 4. For some reason, the chains moved from the 14 to the 16, setting up the first down at the 6. Now, BYU's quarterback runs up the gut, fumbles the ball. BYU comes away with the fumble, and it's first down BYU. But if you look on the replay, even if they come up with that fumble, guess what? They're short. It's 4th down. That was a 3rd down play. Now, does Arizona stop them? I don't know. I don't know if Arizona stops them. Their defense was a little tired and getting gashed. But that is a massive mistake by the officiating crew and a massive mistake by the chain game. Set up the BYU touchdown. BYU scores, I believe, 1st and goal. Oh, there was 2 pass interference calls on Michael Dansby, who's been phenomenal for Arizona. One tough one in the end zone, but the second one was clearly pass interference, and they were able to score there. And it was an overtime there. Conversation. 19 seconds left. Your 25-yard line with 2 timeouts and a quarterback that you say you trust and a kicker that hit a 60-yard field goal the week before against Oklahoma State that you call Money Mike. You call him Money Mike. You trust him. He's struggled within 40 to 49 yards, but he's hit a 60-yarder, and you say you trust him. And what does Brent Brennan do? They kneel the football. I get going into overtime, you want to trust your team and give them an opportunity. But, man, you have 2 timeouts. You have a chance to take a shot. And I'm not saying, look, I get Brent Brennan. They're going to do an umbrella over the top. I get it, but go sideline, sideline. Get the ball out of bounds. Quick flag route. Get it out. You give your team an opportunity to win that game. Give them a shot. Instead, you take a knee, goes into overtime. Both teams trade field goals in the first overtime, which you can't convert that 4th down in overtime. Arizona's been horrible converting all year. Mind you, in that second overtime, BYU scored. They missed a 2-point conversion. Arizona, even if they hit the touchdown, needed to go for 2 to win the game, or else it was going to go into a 3rd overtime. But you took the ball out of your quarterback's hands with 19 seconds and 2 timeouts. And again, I think you needed about 30 to 35 yards to pick up there to have a shot at a 60-something yard field goal or a 56-yard field goal. Are you guaranteed to make that? No. No, you're not by any stretch of the imagination. But my biggest thing is if you take a quick shot on 1st down, and let's say you pick up 15, so you go from the 25 to the 50. Sorry, 25 to the 40. 25 to the 40. Maybe you get to the 45-yard line. If you're not comfortable with taking another deep shot, you can pick up a quick 7 yards, get the ball out of bounds. Mind you, you still have 2 timeouts, and heave it into the end zone. He's got the arm to heave it from, I would say, about 55 yards in. Give your team an opportunity at home to win the game in regulation. I know Brennan talked about his reasoning and why he did it and why it's a smart play. I don't agree. I don't. I think Brennan's done a tremendous job of getting this program back on track after a frustrating first season. And I think Arizona's going to make a bowl game and probably still win seven games this season. But you need to give a shot to your offense. Give a shot to Noah Fafita. Later on, Arizona falls into overtime because you can't get a stop. And to be honest, the defense was gassed out. They were tired. They were exhausted. BYU ran it for 258 yards on the ground. When you have defenders with their arms at their hips in between plays, you got them. It's over because you're wearing them down with the run. So you got to give your offense a chance to win the game in regulation. And then in overtime, I get kicking the field goal. I know a lot of people thought maybe you go for it on that first possession overtime. I like the field goal take there. But the big play in overtime, Arizona gets a rushing touchdown from Kendrick Risano. Boom, penalty flag. Holding on Chuba Maiai, who also went down in the game to injury and then came back in. But Arizona's been playing clean football for the last several weeks after some frustrating games with the flags, and a penalty comes back to hurt them. And to be honest, guys, it was a flag. He held on the outside, and the DB went out, and he didn't let go. And that wiped away a touchdown. Arizona settles for a field goal. They hold BYU to a field goal. But, man, maybe you're talking about an Arizona victory. Arizona was this close to pulling off the upset. And you know what? By the end of the game, there were more BYU fans at Arizona Stadium. The atmosphere was great to start. The rain kind of slowed it down, but there were more BYU fans. Give your team a shot to win the game at home. And overtime, I didn't love the play calling. I thought offensive-wise, the quick outs to the left and right, don't love it. You need to get downfield. You're trailing. This is it. But, c'est la vie. Arizona falls to BYU 33-27 in double overtime. Now the Wildcats need to recollect, get ready as they hit the road to take on the Houston Cougars, who are 5-1. They're a surprising 5-1 with a 9 a.m. kickoff time in Houston. 9 a.m. here, noon there. That's an early kickoff time on Fox Sports 1. It should be an interesting game. Arizona is 2 wins away from a bowl game, but this one might come back to hurt them. We'll have to see how everything plays out. Be sure to follow Arizona Wildcats on SI. We have more coverage throughout the week of Arizona football, Arizona basketball, and Arizona athletics in general. Follow our Twitter account at Arizona Wildcats on SI, or follow me, Troy Hutchison, at THutch1995, and we'll see you next time.